We all love the Tony Hawk games, right? One of my personal favorites is Underground 2, but let's get back to the early 2000s where you were a kid and you only had an N64 and a Game Boy Color. And you really wanted to play Tony Hawk, but you didn't have a PS1 at the time. Well, for the next 3 videos, we are going to be looking at the Nintendo versions of the first 3 Tony Hawk games. Welcome back to Fox's Game Room. Developed by Neversoft and released on the PlayStation, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, or if you're in Europe, Tony Hawk Skateboarding, is an instant classic. So, what do you do when there are multiple consoles and people who want to play the game but don't own a PlayStation 1? That's where Edge of Reality comes in for the N64 version. Given the task of porting Tony Hawk's Pro Skater to the Nintendo 64, but there were some choices to be made to make sure it all fit on the cart. The voices for the characters when you wipe out are gone. The FMV opening is removed, and the music took a huge hit. Either they're just instrumentals or really just short loops of the song. Blood was also removed. Gotta get that E rating, I guess. But other than that, the entire game is all here. So, you save the game via a memory card on the PlayStation 1 version. How do you save your game on the N64 version? Do you use the cartridge like Ocarina of Time or Mario 64? Haha, no. You have to use a memory pack, and let me tell you something. Memory packs use batteries. I mean, you can just replace them and they'll work. But there's 4 different flavors of them. There's the original, the officially licensed third-party ones, the FRAM modded N64 memory cards, which don't need a battery to save your games, and the crappy third-party memory card. I have a crappy third-party one by Tommy Tamoy. It's shit. It's just absolute shit. I replaced the battery many times with fresh ones. It just won't hold a save. It's always corrupted when you turn off the N64 and turn it back on. I learned the hard way halfway recording this playthrough for this review, so I had to 100% the game in one go. You have the same modes from the PS1 version, from career mode all the way to free skate. You have the handful of characters from the PS1 version. I like playing as Bob Clogged to Chili's Toilet Burn Quest. I always chose to play as Bob ever since I was a kid, and I played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater on the Game Boy Color for the first time. Now each character has different starting stats, and by the end of the game, they'll be maxed out, so it doesn't really matter who you choose. The more tapes you obtain through the game, the more stats you'll get. Now, what is the goal of career mode? Well, that's easy. Most of the levels have you collecting tapes, and 4 of the goals are the exact same thing in each level, which is a normal and pro score, collect skate, which I don't know why the text is jittering on the side of some of the footage, and get the secret tape in each level. Some tapes are easy to get, but then there's the one in Downhill Jam, and I always fuck up the jump. But each stage has 5 of X object in a level. One of them could be run into 5 signs, and the other break these info booths in them all. You got 2 minutes to get every goal. You could do it in one go for some levels, or keep trying and wiping out. Though wiping out does take a few seconds off the timer, and when you are close to the pro score and you just wipe out and the timer runs out and you have like 3 seconds left, it's terrible. You can only do vert tricks, grind, flips, and grabs. No manuals yet. The gameplay is pretty bare bones, but for the time, it was pretty good. Though Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 took the gameplay of the first game and improved it by a lot. Though, how are the controls? Actually fantastic. You use the D-pad to move and the C buttons to jump and stuff. It would have sucked to have jump and grab be A and B and everything else be C, right? Now the game has 9 levels and 3 of them are competitions. While shredding and getting tapes in the warehouse, the school, the mall, downtown, Downhill Jam, and the streets, you will be aiming to get a gold medal when you trick your ass off in Chicago, Burnside, and Roswell, New Mexico. That's right, the place where they hide them aliens that totally don't want to stick the glowing ET finger in your asshole. Though, what is the point of collecting the tapes in the game other than unlocking levels? Well, you unlock decks, stat increases, and in the final 4 tapes, you'll get messages when you get closer to the end. But when you get the final tape, you unlock Officer Dick. And that means Doofy here, when not cranking his hog by the vacuum cleaner, he is shredding like the wind. Well, what if I told you there's one more secret character? You enter in a cheat code and you unlock Private Carrera. Though, I mean, if you want to play through career mode with maxed out stats right from the get-go, go ahead. Hey, since you had 100% the game to get them both anyways, why not just enter those cheats and have fun? It has been nearly 30 years since the series started, and I will say, if you want to play Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, you could play the original on the PS1, the Dreamcast, and the 64. Though if you want to play the game with a more modern feel, there's 2X for the Xbox, 1 and 2 HD on everything else, and if you really want to, there's Pro Skater HD for the PS3, 360, and PC, which has been long delisted. Though, what if you don't have a PS1, Dreamcast, or N64 and still want to play Tony Hawk? Well, there's THPS1 on GBC, and I already covered that in the Christmas video, but hey, I'll give you another rundown, no biggie. Developed by Natsume, THPS and Game Boy is a mix of half-pipe score attack and 2 race modes, one against the CPU and the other a tournament. That has a Fazanadu length password system for a game that can be honestly finished in about 50-ish minutes, but the kids could also be playing it at recess. I wonder how many kids forgot to write the password down. I was one of them. So the controls for the score attack is pretty simple. Get enough speed, get some air, and use the A and B buttons mixed with the D-pad to do your tricks. If you're good enough, you can pull off combos. You have your grabs, flips, and spins. Now the race and tournament mode is a little different, as the race is a one-on-one, that's about it. The tournament mode is about 5 levels long, and you got tricks to do to earn points, and these tapes. You can also do some other tricks, I just keep on getting the same indie over and over again mostly. But hey, 3 points is good. The controls feel wonky because moving just feels off, and you have to double tap up to boost. Now, I will say this game holds up because you're taking a console game and turning it into a portable game. I wish I had a battery saved though. But can you unlock anything? No Dick or Carrera. Just 3 modes and an afternoon of fun. I still say this is a solid version of the game, but then again, I grew up with this version and have nostalgia glasses fused to my face. But next time, oh boy, we are going to play one of my favorites, though I played this one on Dreamcast more than the N64. But this next video, we're going to continue the Tony Hawk Nintendothon with Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 for the N64, GBC, and GBA. I never played the GBC and GBA versions before, so this is going to be interesting. I'll see y'all in the next video.